Most people picture Jack Nicholson indoors with sunglasses on, shouting at a referee. He is the ultimate Hollywood fixture, a highly visible courtside icon of naturalistic rebellion. But that effortless, chaotic persona acts as a shield. Behind the sunglasses, he identifies as a studio method actor. The studio method is an acting style rooted in the internal psychological depth and emotional history of a character, rather than external mannerisms. Since 1958, he has built an intimidating catalog. Look at this grid: 80 distinct film roles spreading across 5 decades of cinema. If you want to study his technique today, the sheer volume is paralyzing. Sifting through hundreds of hours of screen time to separate his specific technical shifts from his standard roles requires a massive time investment. We cut through the noise with data. This timeline plots his 12 Oscar nominations across 5 decades, the 1960s through the 2000s. He's the most nominated male actor in Academy history. Filtering those out reveals his 3 specific victories. These 3 specific films function as a high ROI viewing guide to map the exact boundaries of his acting range. The consistency of his success across 50 years suggests his screen presence is driven by adaptable technical choices that shifted for different eras. We start in 1975 with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Nicholson plays Randall McMurphy, an anti-authoritarian patient in a mental hospital. His primary acting input for this role was unscripted improvisation. During the film's intense group therapy sequences, he broke away from the written dialogue to interact dynamically with the other actors on the ward. Relying on pure improvisation carries a massive risk. It can easily derail the pacing of a carefully written scene or allow a star actor to completely overshadow their co-stars. Nicholson countered this risk by turning his chaotic energy into an engine. Instead of stealing the spotlight, he used his reactions to propel the performances of a cast made up largely of unknown actors. The Academy measured the exact value of that choice. He won his first Best Actor award for the performance. By carefully calibrating his comic delivery, he organically lightened the heavy subject matter of mental illness. This win demonstrated a specific skill, using unpredictable, high-energy improvisation as a deliberate tool to support an ensemble's internal rhythm. 8 years later, he took the role of a retired astronaut in the 1983 drama Terms of Endearment. Here, his technical input completely shifted. He deliberately stepped back from leading man dominance, executing constant, subtle micro-adjustments to serve the broader narrative. This restraint was required because of his scene partner. He and Shirley MacLaine constantly tested different delivery frequencies, adjusting their rhythm take after take to find the exact right chemistry. Taking a supporting role is a specific risk profile for an established star. It requires surrendering screen time and ego entirely to another actor's emotional arc. He moved past the cliché of the aging playboy. Every physical movement on his mark was mathematically precise, designed to project a complex, buoyant vulnerability. That exact precision allowed his character to leave a massive impression on the audience without ever cannibalizing the main storyline. Winning Best Supporting Actor proved his mastery of technical restraint. He demonstrated he could perfectly manipulate a scene's emotional weight without relying on sheer charismatic force. His third victory arrived in 1997, playing a mean-spirited novelist in As Good as It Gets. For this role, his input was a clinical presentation of obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. OCD is a mental health condition characterized by repetitive, unwanted thoughts and the urge to perform certain routines. The structural risk here was significant. He was playing a genuinely unlikable, abrasive man operating inside the traditional framework of a romantic comedy. This choice easily could have alienated the audience completely, turning the performance into an offensive movie cliché. Nicholson solved this problem by stripping away his famous natural charm and leaning entirely on rigorous academic preparation. He grounded the offensive nature of the character by finding a compatible, practiced emotional rhythm with his co-star, Helen Hunt. Securing a 3rd Oscar for a character this abrasive suggests a career-long reliance on technical character mechanics rather than the familiarity of his public image. Deciphering his career requires looking past the famous grin and focusing on the underlying methodology driving each performance. This decision tree flowchart outlines a viewing investment framework for a modern, time-poor audience. For the cinephile seeking raw, cultural-shifting energy, your optimal path is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It stands as a masterclass in how to orchestrate controlled ensemble chaos. For the acting student studying scene partnership, the optimal path is Terms of Endearment. The performance shows exactly how a supporting actor can command attention by syncing their frequency with the lead. And for the optimizer studying pure character mechanics, the exact path to follow is As Good as It Gets. Beneath the sunglasses and the Hollywood myth, Jack Nicholson's 50-year cinematic dominance was engineered through a highly adaptable acting efficiency.